Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with another Chatty Get Ready With Me or weekly catch up. So as always, I'm gonna jump right in. Oh, I've got so much redness in my skin right now because I just got back in from taking Molly outside, and she is like, she just wants to poke around even though she's not supposed to be in the heat. She just wants to be outside and roll in the grass, and it's so hard for me to deny her because I just want her, you know, to do the things that she loves and to be happy while she can. So, you know, it's a balance of me having to like do what's best for her and try to let her, you know, do things that make her happy. But anyways, it is scorching outside. It's absolutely scorching hot outside. I knew it was going to be because yesterday was like that hurricane came through, so it was just raining hard, drizzly, cool all day long, and I knew that we were going to pay for it today, and boy are we. Okay, I found, you guys, I have always been really like hesitant to buy beauty or makeup sponges from Dollar Tree because I cannot stand a hard sponge, but I took a chance and I got a 3-pack of these sponges, and this thing, I haven't used it yet, but these are amazing. I'm gonna go back and buy a couple more packages of them immediately. They're not quite as soft as like a beauty blender, but they're very close. I mean, these are so good. I cannot believe I got a 3-pack of them for $1.25. I'm definitely hauling tail back there, and I'm gonna get more because they're so good. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna use a primer today because I've got 500 primers over here. I'm gonna try this one here. This is the Herborian Pink Primer and Care. It says smoothed skin, blurred pores, enhanced radiance. So we're gonna try this one out. I'm gonna put on some fake lashes today too because I picked this up from the Dollar Tree. This is the Ioni Everlasting 2-in-1 Lash Glue Liner, and I've heard really good things about it, and even though I really don't do fake lashes often, I just want to try it out and just see how it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this primer like where I have pores, bigger pores, which is right around my nose and cheek here. Ooh, it feels really nice. It feels really nice. I don't know that it's doing anything, but it feels good. Speaking of skin, so gosh, I'm such a sucker for like new technology in skincare, and I have been seeing that Medicube exosome, like microneedling in a bottle. I'm sure if you're on TikTok, I'm sure you've seen it 1,000 times. They got me. I definitely ordered it. Ooh, I've got a huge like underground pimple right here, which I hardly ever get pimples. Speaking of pimples though, I finally found those pimple patches at Dollar Tree that everybody raves about, so I will slap one on tonight and we'll see if it works. I'm gonna put this on my forehead too because maybe it'll help with fine lines up here. But anyways, yeah, the exosome, like microneedling in a bottle, I got the strong one even though I have sensitive skin, and they say if you have sensitive skin to start with the 2001, but I didn't. I just went straight for the strong one. But that, and I got the bundle that comes with it as well as the collagen cream, that like collagen jelly cream, which looks amazing. So I will, when I get that in the mail, I will test it out a little bit and see. I'm of course terrified because anytime I try any new skincare, it's like, ooh, it's either gonna really tear my skin up and I'm gonna be fixing it for the next month, or it could be really good. My skin is in pretty darn good shape right now, except for a little bit of rosacea, but for the most part. And then I've got this pimple coming up, probably because I picked up a stupid mask, a peel-off mask from Dollar Tree. It's a Korean peel off mask though that you can get at like Walmart. I knew better, but I couldn't help grabbing it just to see. I think it has vitamin C in it though, and that I cannot use vitamin C on my face. Like, I just can't do it. It doesn't work out. Even though I want so badly to try that Medicube, it looks like boba and it's a vitamin C. I want to try it because they say it's really good for all skin types, even sensitive. I don't know. If the exosome and the collagen cream work out, then I may order more. Okay, I'm gonna use this today. I haven't used this in a long time. This is the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. Pretty sure this breaks me out every time I use it, so we'll see. It's one of the darker foundations that I've got in my collection though, and I'm very, very tan right now, so I definitely am having to use darker foundations right now. But anyways, so yesterday, I very, very rarely post on TikTok, but yesterday I got so like worked up because I have been seeing, gosh, I've got these little baby hairs around my face and it's like hard to do my makeup with them. I think that it was fine. It was like the 5th TikTok that I had seen of people trying to say that the people that wrote and signed the Constitution were as young as 19 years old, which is just completely false. At first I had no idea because it was just like a knee-jerk reaction because I have a degree in history. I minored in American studies, so I am pretty, I'm like pretty well versed in American history, and especially the Revolution and the Founding Fathers and such, because I was really particularly interested in that, and I read this really good book called Founding Brothers, it's such a good book. Like, I definitely recommend anybody that is interested in American history and the Founding Fathers, definitely read it because it's really, really, it's a very good book. But anyways, people saying that Alexander Hamilton was 20. First of all, I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think that Alexander Hamilton is a signer of the Constitution. I could be wrong, but people really get confused with the delegates that attended the Constitutional Convention and the people who actually drafted and signed the Constitution. And I also think that people don't take into account that, number one, the Revolutionary period when America was founded was like over many years. It didn't just happen overnight or when these people first got involved in the founding of the country. I mean, yeah, maybe when Alexander Hamilton started getting involved in politics and all that, maybe he was 20 or 21, but he didn't write the Federalist Papers until he was in his 30s. And the Federalist Papers were a foundation for a lot of the documents that came after that. So it's just insanity. I got on and I ranted on TikTok, and it's so funny because TikTok is so manipulated. That video started, I don't want to say it started going viral, definitely not, but that video, the video that I posted, it got 500 views in the first couple hours that it was posted, and then boom, it just stopped. It's not getting any views. It's gotten 14 views over the last 24 hours when it got 500 in the first 2 hours that it was posted. Which is just crazy. I'm gonna use my Florence by Mills concealer again. I love this concealer. Ooh, I didn't put on my corrector. Let me put on my corrector. But anyways, so I started, and I did not expect for people to get on there and be like, no, that's true. They really were that young. What? And then I woke up to a comment this morning of a woman saying, basically, you really care about this? Like, you have a good life. I'm sorry. If we don't care about history and the fact that people are trying to rewrite it, our future generations are probably not going to have a great life. It's not looking good for them anyways, as it is. So, and as somebody who has a degree in history, I cannot abide by people just rewriting it. Like, I can't do it. I can't get behind that. And I don't know if I would have had such a knee-jerk reaction had it not been like a passion of mine to begin with. I don't know. But I was really surprised that not so many, only a couple people came back and said, yeah, that's true. No, it's not. So then I got on and I was like, let me figure out where this is even coming from. Like, where did this even start? Where did the idea that these men were this young even come from? And that's another thing, just like I said when I was talking about Elvis, like, viewing history through a modern lens is ridiculous and illogical. The lifespan back then was way less. People did not live as long of lives. Society was way different. Even these men who were 20 and 21, you are not comparing apples to apples anymore. Those men that are 20 and 21 these days they are not the same. They are not the same. Those men back then were from different stock. I mean, a lot of these men had already served in the military. They already had like started and owned businesses. They were already politicians. Like, we are not comparing apples to apples, even if they were that young, which they were not. So I get on and I start looking and I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, where are people getting this idea that these dudes were so young? Well, a Business Insider, actually when I Googled it, the first thing that came up was a Twitter post. And I was like, of course, that makes sense. That sounds about right. A freaking Twitter post that people saw. And so now they think that this is real life. And so I read a little bit of the article. I didn't really have the patience to read very much of it because it's ridiculous. I'm not saying that they don't give some facts, but it's that situation where it's like convenient facts. They're trying to make something fit their narrative, and they're, the way that journalists do, they're making it look a certain way when it's not that way. But anyways, I mean, the youngest person to sign the Constitution was 26 years old, and he was from right here in old South Kakalaki, 26 years old. But again, a 26-year-old man back then is not this. We are not comparing apples to apples. That is, they're just not the same. Men are not the same, and nobody is the same. I mean, we live in a much more cushy society. Obviously, we're not going to be the same. But anyways, that's where it came from, a Business Insider article. Let me see. I think I'm going to be using this eyeshadow. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Out of the probably over 100 palettes that I have, this is one of my favorites. This is the Kat Von D Lolita Porvita palette, and it is just stunning. And I think I'm going to do a copper. I think I'm going to do a copper eye today because I think it will look pretty with this like forest green. We'll see. I don't know. Copper doesn't really look very good on me. I can't decide what color blush would be good with that. I'm thinking maybe I'll just do the same coral that I used last week, which is this Tarte Charmed blush. But anyways, yeah, I just could not believe it. And I reposted the original video that set me off because, oh my gosh, I don't even know like what this world is coming to. Anyways, when I was editing last week's video, I cannot believe I forgot, because we're going to talk about another glitch in the Matrix story, because this one is another one of the craziest I've ever heard, and one that, I don't know, this one really like freaked me out. There is a story, and you can probably Google it, and I don't remember if it was on Reddit or if it came from somewhere else. I'm just going to use the same bronzer so I don't have to get anyone out. This is the Marc Jacobs Tantric bronzer, Omega Bronze in Tantric. And it's a really good bronzer. I really love this one. Anyways, it is a story about, and it happened to two people. See, that's what really gets me. It's one thing when something happens to one person and they don't have any other witnesses and they don't really have anybody to corroborate their story. But when something happens to two people at the same time, like, you can't deny it. They both experienced something, which is why the disappearing house story like has me in a chokehold right now, and why I cannot like stop thinking about it, why I cannot stop watching her videos, because it happened to two people and they both can very confidently tell you what happened to them. But anyways, this is a story about, I think, and now I'm going to be telling this from memory, so don't quote me on anything, because it's been a long time since I even thought about this, and I remember the gist of the story, but I don't remember a lot of the details. I do remember, I think it was girlfriends, like, I think it was two women that were friends that they traveled to France together, like they went on vacation together. And when they were there, they visited Versailles. That's part of what kind of freaks me out, is because I have been to Versailles, and it had very, very creepy vibes to me. I was in awe of it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I want to go back someday, but it has a very creepy vibe to it. Like, the energy there is off. There's something very strange about it. And I felt like that the whole time I was there. I'm going to use the same highlighter as last week, the Lottie Layla Loves. Oh no, I forgot. My cat dropped this. Yeah, I forgot. My cat knocked this off of my desk and broke it a little bit. So anyways, they were at Versailles. They were walking down, I'm pretty sure they were somewhere near I think it's a statue of Venus, maybe? Whoever the goddess of love is. Aphrodite? Is it Aphrodite? I can't totally remember. I'm gonna use this pinky kind of shade, pinky champagne. I think I'm pretty sure it's a statue of Aphrodite. That's the goddess of love, if I remember correctly. But anyways, I'm pretty sure they were near that statue, and I have pictures of me on that statue. So I'm telling you, this freaked me out so bad. They were near that statue, I think, and they were walking down like the gravel path, and all of a sudden, like, everything around them changed, and they started seeing, I think they were there by themselves, which is another thing that freaked me out, because my mom and I went in the wintertime and there were hardly any people there when we were there. It was like desolate. Everywhere we were going, we were by ourselves. Like, we were walking all over this huge estate, and it was so quiet and so eerie, and there was almost nobody else there, and it was just very creepy. But anyways, it sounds like the women were in the same kind of situation where it was like very quiet and there really weren't very many people there. But all of a sudden, like, something changed and there were all these people around, and they were all dressed in like period clothing. I think she said for like 1700s clothing, like the time that Marie Antoinette lived there. And I don't remember any of the details. Look this story up because it is really, really freaky. Just Google like Versailles time slip story or something like that and it'll come up. It freaked me out so bad because I remember that eerie feeling and being alone out there and walking on these gravel paths and going to her little village that she built, and she would like go stay in this little village. I forget what the village is called. It's got like a name or whatever. So she had another little house on the estate called the Petit Trianon. I don't know if you guys are probably familiar with this, but there was the Grand Trianon, which is where Louis XV would go when they wanted to get out of the palace and I guess like away from court. And then she had the Petit Trianon where she would go. But then she also had this village built that was like kind of like a peasant farming type village, which is really kind of dystopian if you think about it. But I kind of understand at the same time, like I understand people living like this really, really extravagant lifestyle and then maybe just longing for something a little bit more simple, which I think is how she was. She just longed for a more simple life. And so she had this little village built. But anyways, I remember we were the only ones walking around. Like we never saw another person. And I can only imagine how horrifying that would be if all of a sudden like time changed and you were in a different time. They eventually got back, but it happened to them and it happened to both of them. Oh my gosh, it just, even thinking about it right now freaks me out just because, like I said, it was like that when we were there and I can just imagine what that must have been like. It's a very eerie place to me anyways. That's how I felt the whole time that I was there. Like the inside of Versailles is so cold and enormous. I can't even imagine living in a place like that. Just yikes, freaks me out. I'm gonna just use my eyebrow pencil here. But yeah, I was thinking about that story. I couldn't believe I forgot to mention that last week because that's another really famous one. There's also a lot of really famous, in Liverpool, England, I forget which street it is, but there's a street in Liverpool, England that is known for people having for people experiencing time slips. There's a crazy story about, it was like a young guy, and again, I'm gonna forget the details of it, but it was a young guy and he was stealing something. He went into a shop and he was like stealing and they caught him stealing. I think there was a police officer in there. There was a police officer right outside. So he was about to get caught stealing. So he took off running and he ran. And then he ran down a street. And I'm pretty sure the street was coming to like a dead end, like it was an alley or something. And like he wasn't going to have anywhere to go. And all of a sudden, like something happened and he was back out on the street or something. Again, I can't remember the details completely, but his whole surroundings changed. There was nobody chasing him anymore. And the cop even remembers it happening. And he said that he was chasing the kid. And then all of a sudden, the dude was just gone. It was like he vanished into thin air. He was just gone. But I think the guy, he eventually got back to, his correct time. But he said everything changed. All the shops were different. Everything completely changed. And the way he like described everything and like wrote out a map and even said the name of some of the shops, and come to find out it was an exact description of what the street had been like back in like the 50s or 60s or something. The names of the shops were correct, everything. I mean, it's wild. Just completely wild. I'm telling you, I could talk about Glitch in the Matrix, time slip stories for hours. I love it. I'm not going to spend this whole video talking about them again because you guys might get sick of them, but oh my gosh, dude. I love, love, love the subject of time slips and glitches in the Matrix. There's another one. Okay, last one. There's another one I saw on TikTok not the other day. It's been probably like a year and a half ago. I saw this on TikTok. And this woman, I'm sure you can look this up. You can probably look up like glitch in the Matrix 2 mugs or double mugs or something like that. But this woman, they had just moved, and she had this mug that it was like a special mug. She either found it like at the Goodwill or she bought it somewhere as a tourist, but it was just like, you know, a really, really random but very special to her mug. Well, somehow again, I'm going to forget all the details, so I'm not even going to try, but somehow she ended up with 2 of the exact same mug, and she has no idea how the other mug like even came to be. There's no way. There was another story about a lady whose daughter had like a Cinderella costume or something and ended up somehow having 2. Just wild stories. I just love reading about them. I also picked these up from Dollar Tree. These are the LA Colors tattoo stamp pens. I got the star, and I think I got a little flower too, and these things are I'm gonna show you. They're so fun. Like, it would be so fun to do just like a little star on the outside of your eye or something. They're really like black, and yeah, they're really like black and just super cute. I've seen that people are starting to get their Halloween makeup and stuff too, and they've got fall decorations out, and I love the Dollar Tree. Okay, we're gonna go in with this palette. I'm gonna start with, I think, this shade right here, and then we will do some layering. But anyways, yeah, I've read a couple books, and the last 2 books that I've read have put me into a reading slump, so I'm kind of working on Lucy Foley, The Midnight Feast, which I like Lucy Foley books, but I kind of don't. I've read a couple of them now, and I've got one that I own, The Paris Apartment, that I haven't read yet. It gets super mixed reviews. People either really love it or really hate it. I read a book called The Hunting Party. I also read The Guest List, which I didn't love The Guest List. I thought it was just kind of mediocre. The Hunting Party was a little bit better. I liked that one a little bit more than The Guest List. And like I said, I've got The Paris Apartment, and then I've also, The Midnight Feast is the newest one, and that's the one I'm kind of working on, but I'm having a really hard time because I'm just in a super reading slump from 2 books that were recommended by a TikToker that I really, really love. She's just got I just like her personality. She's super down to earth, very like calming and very logical, and I just like her. But the last 2 books that I read were her recommendations, and they just weren't for me. The first one I read was called The Paris Widow. I should have DNF'd it. I don't know why. Sometimes, and I'm somebody who will very quickly, like, I don't care. I'll put a book down and never pick it up again if it's not interesting me, because I just don't have the time to waste on reading books that I don't enjoy. And why I did not DNF that book, I will never know, because I really, really did not enjoy it. It was just not for me. And then another book right after that I read, that I also read, and I don't know why I didn't DNF it, is called Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanaugh. I hated it. The story wasn't that bad, but all of the characters in the book were completely insufferable. Like, it was one of those books where I could not connect with any of the characters. I did not like any of them. And so it just made me not like the book. The story was okay though. Yeah, the story was okay. The twist was pretty decent, but I don't know. So now I'm like in a reading slump that I don't think a Lucy Foley book is going to get me out of. So I've got a Josh Mallerman book. I've got Josh Mallerman's newest book called, oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a scary book. So I'm thinking I might put The Midnight Feast down for right now and read the new Josh Mallerman book, which will probably get me out of my reading slump because I freaking love Josh Mallerman. Okay, I'm gonna use my finger with this shade because these are like foils. I mean, they're just, it's like completely foiled. Absolutely stunning. It's just like the perfect one dab on application too. And I don't mind going up into my crease with like sparkly shades. I actually kind of like it. But anyways, yeah, that's what I've been reading. I'm in a reading slump and hopefully I'll get out of it soon. I took my other dog, Hannah, to the vet day before yesterday, and thank goodness she is in perfect health. They said that her heart sounds like an athlete's, like, so, which is wild. I was so scared that I was gonna take her and that they were gonna tell me that she was in like maybe earlier stages of congestive heart failure because she and Molly are, you know, they're sisters from the same litter. But no, Hannah is perfectly healthy and Molly is like at the end of her life, which is so sad. I can like feel the vibration of her heart murmur like through her chest now. So I am pretty sure she's like, it's progressing, which I don't even like to talk about. It makes me so sad because I just don't think that I've got much time left with her. She's acting like she feels fine though. I'm gonna use this just on under my brow. I don't think I'm gonna do it in the corner because I've got something else for the corner. So yeah, I'm just gonna but yeah, Hannah's doing really, really good. She's very healthy, which was a huge relief. Okay, and then that's gonna be it for that. And then on the inner corner, I've got this, I think I picked this up from Dollar Tree too. This is the LA Colors Shadow Stick in the shade Glow. And I got this as kind of like an inner corner, to use as kind of like an inner corner highlight. Which it's actually perfect for that. I like to do an inner corner highlight, but I don't like for it to be like really, really intense, because then sometimes I think it looks a little bit silly if it's like too intense. It's like part of me wants to do fake lashes and part of me doesn't, because I just really don't enjoy fake lashes for the most part. And my lashes are so long, like my natural lashes are actually really long, so I don't really need them. I am really, really excited to get that skincare. I'm just really, really hoping that it works for me and that it doesn't like mess my skin up. We'll see. I love the idea of it because I love microneedling, but I used to do microneedling, but I kind of got away from it because I just feel like it's so hard to keep those, and I would sanitize mine with alcohol, you know, every time I used it before and after, but I still was just so paranoid that I was going to push bacteria into my skin. And even with sanitizing it twice, but just the idea of using the same microneedler over and over again, just, I don't know, something about it freaked me out, so I quit doing it. So I love the idea of a skincare product that will do the same thing, that isn't something that is reusable and is something you actually put on your face. People say it feels like you're like rubbing shards of glass on your skin, which kind of freaks me out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna use black mascara today because the eyelashes are gonna be black. And because we'll see, I may end up just taking them right off. Because I just don't love, I don't know. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna do false lashes. I'm just afraid that I'm gonna end up wanting to take them off, and then they're gonna ruin my eyeshadow, and I'm gonna have to go back and redo a bunch of stuff, and I'm just not feeling that today. I usually, when I do fake lashes, I usually do it on days that I don't do my makeup. Sometimes I'll just slap on a pair of fake eyelashes, and it just kind of makes you look like you have a little bit of makeup on, but you don't, you know? So I am wearing I put on the entire sample of Tribute today, Benetton Tribute, and I'm really, really surprised. It is staying on, like I can still smell it. Very strong, actually. So I think the new formulation, if you just go hard with it, because that's what I did, I put a lot on, I think that it will be just fine as far as longevity goes. You can find vintage bottles of it pretty readily on eBay though. So I think that I'm going to, pick up a mini of the original formulation from eBay first to see if it's a perfume that ages. And then if it is a perfume that ages well, and if the mini isn't completely off, then I'll go ahead and pick up a full bottle of it. You can find it. There are tons of bottles of it on eBay though. So I didn't tight line with anything. So I'm gonna go in with, I think I'm just gonna go in with this. It's a really deep plummy shade. And I'm gonna tight line with that. Actually, I'm gonna first go in with an eyeliner. I hate it when I forget to tight line and then I have to do it after I put mascara on, but it is what it is. I was gonna ask you guys too, anybody watching this, if you are at all familiar with hyperthyroidism, and you guys know of like some things that you can do to help it without having to take pharmaceuticals. My mom has hyperthyroidism, and so she's completely changed her diet, and she's taking some things to kind of help with it, and she feels way, way better. But if any of you out there know anything about it and can give some advice on some natural things that you can do, that would be awesome, because she's just kind of learning as she goes, because, you know, she's never had to deal with it before. But she's definitely got it. She's definitely got a hyperactive thyroid, I should say. This is so pretty. There's something about just darkening your lash line so much that just makes such a huge difference in how your eye makeup looks. Okay, that's much better. Oh, now I have to figure out what lip color I'm gonna use. I picked up this cute little sponge holder from the Dollar Tree too, so you can just put your sponge in there and it can dry but not have to be resting on the table, which I love. Part of me feels like I should do a nude because I don't know. I don't feel like my eye is dark, but I feel like it's a, you know, like it's a strong eye. No, that's too... How about this? This is the, let's try this. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in the shade Orchid. These are, juicy is the word, and you have to be real careful because a ton will come out. It's such a beautiful lip product though. It's so shiny and it gets rid of all of the lines in your lips, which I want to get just a tiny bit of filler in my lips. I'll probably never do it because it's just not my style, but I would love to get just a tiny bit of filler in especially my top lip, because I feel like it's so tiny. But anyways, guys, oh my gosh, this was probably not a fun one. I don't know. I never know if these videos are interesting or not. I feel like I just blab about the most random stuff. But anyways, I do hope that you all still enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.